We're at the Wentworth Galleria at Tysons Galleria this morning, not with this man, because he's going to be here this weekend for you all to see. Peter Max, he is the most famous living contemporary artist of our time, and he has come to the Wentworth Gallery last year twice, and now he's back again. This is Brian, the assistant gallery director, who knows everything about Peter Max himself. Tell us a little bit about his iconic, famous artwork that's so pop 60s.
Well, here we have an Umbrella Man by Peter Max. Umbrella Man is one of his iconic pop figures. He started doing these in the 1980s, but they are a celebration of those wonderful pop, cartoonish, cosmic figures that he's famous from the 1960s and 70s. So here we have this great color, all this beautiful energy, you know, very uniquely Peter Max.
And something that I think is special about it is the fact that it's genderless, right? Anybody
Absolutely.
can kind of imagine themselves in it. Is that part of his whole design aspect?
Absolutely. These figures, partially why the Umbrella Man is faceless, is that, you know, he could be any man or woman. He can be you. It's supposed to just be a figure, and it's supposed to be contemplative. So he's looking out into the universe.
He's somebody who wants it to have sun now, to shine down on him.
Absolutely.
This is a brand new piece of artwork, fresh off of the easel, and right now that's in your gallery. People are going to be able to see. It's a little bit different from the other ones. It almost, you know, the umbrella looks a little bit more detailed. The arch in his back.
That's right, Megan. It's a new Umbrella Man. It's called Umbrella Man in Landscape. And here you have just this exciting color, again, this energy, the broadness of the landscape. This time the landscape is actually drawn out for you versus in your imagination.
Yeah, and also, if you come down here and you purchase one of these beautiful artworks, you also get this book. We're going to tell you a little bit why it's special in a second, but this is another beautiful piece of artwork that's brand new here.
It is. Here you have the fireworks, you have the Statue of Liberty. Peter Max is famous for doing the Statue of Liberty. The Statue of Liberty he's been doing since the bicentennial, and he was the official artist of the Restoration Project back in the 1980s. Here you have all that Peter Max color, the explosions, the bright lights, and you have Lady Liberty. Of course, being a New Yorker himself, he loves liberty and he loves his city. So here he's kind of showing off what he iconically is known for, his liberties, but with all of that beautiful Peter Max brushwork and color.
And then to bring in, too, the Washington, D.C. liberty as well, as far as the freedom in America, and even though he's not from here.
Right, right. Peter Max actually came here when he was a teenager. He originally was born in Berlin a long, long time ago, and now Peter is considered to be the most iconic American artist. So how appropriate in a country made up of immigrants that we should have somebody be our official artist who is sitting from the United States. But here,
the American dream is real, Brian.
Absolutely. Alive and well, Megan.
Now, something that I really love, I hope we can show everybody this. He has just little pieces of darker purples and blues. Is that to kind of show a shadow of a sort with his paint?
Absolutely. Every color Peter's using is to show off, you know, how you can see something is just a gray statue, but if you look closely, you can see things shining off of it. You can see the sun, you can see the clouds, you can see the water below the statue. And here maybe that's a little bit of a reflection of the water on the arm. So Peter's pulling in all those things. So it partially is an artist, you're trying to show people what they don't necessarily see.
Gosh,
doing a piece of artwork is giving everyone the gift of seeing.
Absolutely, and he does. He gives everybody the gift of artwork and in quantities, too. We'll talk more about his history, but really quickly, we have 30 seconds. When people come down here, they can get it signed by the artist. Also, what else?
They also can get a portrait. So here, just like Frank Sinatra and Marilyn Monroe, they can get a portrait of themselves done by Peter Max.
That is awesome.
How cool is that?
Now, where can people go to get more information, and when can they come down?
The two events this coming Saturday is going to be from 1 to 3 at the Montgomery Mall and from 5 to 8 at Tysons Galleria. So we hope to see everyone there. Peter wants all of his friends in the house.
And what's your website?
WentworthGallery.com.
Okay, great. So everybody can go there to get some more information. Hopefully they head down.
Absolutely.
Well, we already saw New York City and we saw D.C., but we are going to take a tour around the globe of all the different seasons when we get back here to Wentworth Gallery. Good morning, Allison. I bet you would like this because it is a ray of sunshine in here. We're back with Brian in the Wentworth Gallery and Tysons Galleria, and we're taking a tour of all of the cities in all the different seasons. Brian, take it away.
That's right. We have, we have autumn in London. We have Venice here in winter. We have Rome in summer, and here we have the City of Light. We have Paris, Vive la France, in spring.
Oui, oui.
Springtime in Paris.
Is beautiful.
Absolutely. And so here we get a good example of Peter's beautiful brushwork where he's painting wet on wet, and what I mean by that is he'll actually mix colors on his brush. So he'll put 2 or 3 colors on a paintbrush. He'll then brush it across the page, or the canvas in this case, and you get that beautiful flowing together of colors.
Gosh,
and
they look
it makes
alive.
It look very effortless, but it does. And you can't, the scene of Paris and all that beautiful color and flowers and trees just all kind of meld. And look at that sky. It's just buttery. It's beautiful.
Now, there's also spring back in D.C., right?
Absolutely.
This beautiful
Spring
piece
in
of
D.C.
artwork.
up here. So we have the cherry blossoms at the tidal basin. That's, of course, an iconic scene, and here you can enjoy the cherry blossoms year-round with Peter Max. He was actually the official artist of the Cherry Blossom Festival back in 2011. That was the 100th anniversary. So, you know, what an honor, and here we have a
and
wonderful
especially
painting.
During this year, you know, you wanted this on your wall because there were no cherry blossoms to experience.
Now you don't have to worry about what nature might do around that time of year. You can enjoy them year-round.
I love it. It's gorgeous, and there's also a couple of other images here with the cherry blossoms. I love it with the Washington Monument. You can really experience the different seasons here and also bring it back home if you come here to the event. Can you remind us when it is?
It is. It's this Saturday, the 29th, from 1 to 3 at Montgomery Mall, and from 5 to 8 here at Tysons Galleria.
And you just want to come here and see some of the images that are just fresh off of the easel. Meet Peter Max himself. And we get 15 seconds. Can you just tell us what people say about him when they come and visit?
You know, everyone comments on how Peter just appeals to all generations, how he touches everybody's life. You could have a small child, you could be 80, 90 years old, and you come in here and you just feel like you connect to the artwork. And who else can say that? Peter is truly one of a kind, and he's truly the world's artist.
And with that being said, when we come back here, we're going to show you some far out, very groovy pieces of artwork and something special. So stay with us, but for now, we'll send it back to you in the studio. Welcome back to Great Day, Washington. Check this out, you guys. This is so unique. From Peter Max himself has created this, and it's actually available for purchase here. Brian, we are back with you here at the Wentworth Gallery at Tysons Galleria, where there is an exciting event happening this weekend again with Peter Max himself. Brian, what is this? It's not one of his licensed piece of artwork that's just, you know, anything.
That's right. Peter was famous for being the first to put his artwork on consumer goods. So at one point he had over 50 contracts with major manufacturers around the United States. Everything from alarm clocks to bedding to, you know, anything you can think of. Clothing, China. But here we have that classic VW camper van, right?
Yeah,
right? Exactly.
It is.
So
My Woody's outside, if you know that Beach Boys song.
Exactly. So we have, you know, Love and Peace. We have the classic Cosmic Runner here, and the Cosmic Runner was the image he created to put on the first 10-cent postage stamp back in 1974. That was also the image officially used for the first World's Fair, the first World anything that had an environmental theme. Peter Max being green before anyone thought it was more than a color. So this is a pretty cool piece.
This is gorgeous. You have to see this for yourself, you guys. Now, there's a couple pieces of artwork you want to speak to because Peter Max himself, I mean, I think there's articles out there like you need to know about this man. He is one of a kind.
Right, so here we have, you know, the solar phenomenon. So what's more stellar than that, right? The cosmic, the exploding planets, the figure, this what he calls this little Zen sailboat on the sea. And the boat isn't going anywhere. It's just a journey into transcendental thought, right? So it's all about the 1960s. It's groovy, it's far out. And so here we have this wonderful cartoony cosmic style, right? Peter thought he wanted to be an astronomer actually before he became a painter.
That's right.
And so here we have that kind of playing out later in his career. And you have a spaceship, and you have the planet Earth, of course, but we're not on planet Earth anymore. We're in the age of Aquarius, so pretty cool.
It really is, and I know you say it's far out and it's psychedelic, but hey, there's a message there that I would love a reminder like this on my wall to kind of think deeply.
That's right.
20 seconds or so. This looks like a butterfly, and that's part of the design.
Absolutely. So here we have a double image. Peter was famous for doing these kind of mirror images back in the 1960s. It started out with collage work, and then later that during the cosmic period we were just talking about, he did these wonderful figures. So you have faces and you have flowers. And you have faces of what can be conceived as almost flower children, right?
Oh,
becoming a butterfly. So those are always lovingly rendered. They're colorful. They're happy. They're full of energy because that's how we saw that generation. That's how we saw that time.
He's so cool, and he
Absolutely.
really does appeal to so many generations. You know, with his color and the time that he actually created a lot of these artworks, and that he's still doing it today. So we've got more from Wentworth Gallery, Tysons Galleria when we get back here. But for now, what's going on in the studio, guys?
Welcome back. We're going to now head back out to Megan Mooney, who's at the Wentworth Gallery.
Megan, what is your favorite piece so far? I like that big mustache guy. He was pretty good.
I think it's just a hard question because to answer, there are so many beautiful pieces. Oh gosh, I'm on the spot, guys. You know, I spent so many years in New York City, so I'm going to go with the Lady Liberty. He did such a good job of that, and Brian, you did such a good job of describing kind of how he does that artwork and how he puts the shadows into it and takes just a regular gray statue and makes it full of life and full of color. So we're kind of here where he pays homage to a lot of other artists. Tell us about the Salvador Dali one.
So here we have the Persistence of Memory, maybe Salvador Dali's most famous piece, the melting clocks, right? So here he's blown it up in a larger scale, but he's completely changed it. He's made it all those wonderful Peter Max colors, all that energy, all that beautiful brushwork where the colors are all swirling together. So what did Dali paint? He painted dreams, right? So what Peter Max is giving us is his dream.
And he brings energy to these clocks that are very lethargic.
Yes.
And there's another one too, some Monets, right?
Actually, a Van Gogh.
Van Gogh.
Night. That's right.
Oh, I'm embarrassed in front of you, Brian.
No. Anyway, no, they're both great, and Peter pays homage to both of them. So that's Starry Night, of course, and and here once again, Peter's turning a classic scene into his own. He's giving it all that unique Peter Max look that he's so famous for.
Is this one a Van Gogh too, or a Monet, or
that is a Monet? Okay. And so here we have an homage to Monet, and so it's a beautiful sunflowers and a beautiful vase, right? A blue and white vase. And so here again we have, but he's turning it from something impressionistic into something Peter Maxy. He's changing the look of it, the feel of it, but the image, the composition is Monet.
Totally.
So,
do you know how many flowers are in that? Sunflowers? I just read an article the other day. How many?
Maybe 8.
14.
14?
Yes! I knew something that Brian didn't know. Okay, so let's
so
go back
many
to
things,
Peter
I'm
Max
sure.
here. The Umbrella Man is the most famous one, of course, that Peter Max has. The colors in it, all of them are so unique, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Here again, we have our beautiful Umbrella Man, and it's a classic, iconic Peter Max figure. We have, again, the hand painting of the beautiful brushwork of Peter, where he's blending together those colors. This figure he's been painting since the late 70s, early 80s. It's perhaps maybe his best known from the period. It's in all those, what they call it, the kind of like Fauvist kind of colors. So he's actually putting in color. So it's not the world as we see it, but as the world we don't see. So art is right about making you see things that you don't see normally. That's the
love
gift
Peter
of the
Max's
artist.
stuff, and you just say it so well. You have so many stories too about Peter Max, so people can come down and hear those stories maybe from you, as well as meet Peter Max himself this weekend, both at the Montgomery Mall as well as Tysons Galleria's Wentworth Galleries, and it's from 1 to 3 in Montgomery County,
That's
and
right.
5 to 8 in Tysons
Absolutely
Galleria, and
correct.
that's this Saturday.
Yes.
Meet him himself, get a book signed if you purchase some artwork, and maybe even get a portrait done of yourself as well.
Absolutely.
Brian, so much fun. Guys, we'll send it back to you
Thank
in the
you.
studio, and hopefully you can get down here this weekend.
Please, it's going to be the best time.
It
Peter
is.
wants all of his friends here.
That sounds like a lot of
So
fun.
you heard it here. Guys,
Yeah.
you better get down.
Yeah,
Join
it
us.
sounds good. Thanks,
I like
Megan,
that
for
one.
reminding me that I can't even afford a mini Peter Max.
Oh my God.
And you like art too, don't you?
I do.